that last play, though, that's part of the reason you have Anthony Davis, even if he's not doing as much earlier in the game in this case.
Hey, listen, when you got AD at the rim, he can make up for a lot of mistakes. But we played it perfectly. We did not want to allow them to be out on the perimeter, make them drive, and got Harrison off balance a little bit, and AD took care of the rest.
You've been in the league for a while, played a lot of games, 40 more minutes tonight, early in the regular season. I know that's just part of what your mindset's always been, but what does that show about where you're at this point?
Well, I mean, the best thing about it is the last game I got to sit the whole fourth. So it's going to be games where I got to play high minutes. Obviously, Coach Vogel definitely doesn't want that, and we want to try to keep those minutes down. But we also want to continue to play great basketball, and I felt really good tonight. So, nevertheless, start the process of getting ready for Sunday, starting right now when I get in the locker room.
I guess we got a hint of how good you feel on that dunk on Bielitsa. At what point do you realize you're going to go a little bit higher even than usual?
I just feel great, man. I feel great. I've been saying it all year, just to have my spring back, to have my quick twitch back, just to be me again. I feel great, and for me, it wouldn't be possible without my teammates and my coaches putting me in position to be successful, and that's it.
Last thing for you, you guys have basically taken care of business early this season. What does that do for the team as you try to grow together and build into the rest of the season?
Well, we got to have a next man up, attitude, and next man up was KCP tonight. Hell of a job he had in that second half, especially in that fourth quarter, shooting the ball with extreme confidence, making shots around the rim, couple layups, and defensively just being in tune on Buddy Hield late in that game. So, game ball to KCP.
All right, LeBron, appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
LeBron James.
A couple weeks that haven't been winning a lot.
99-97 is your final. Buddy Hield with 21, Bogdanovich with 18, Rashawn Holmes with 17, but LeBron James, Anthony Davis, KCP 29, 17, and 16 as the Lakers go on to win their 10th of the season. Let's hear from Lakers head coach Frank Vogel. He is speaking with Mike Trudell and the media.
Frank, what did you make of that just total effort from LeBron in his 39 minutes? I know he played less last game because of that fourth quarter, but just kind of carrying through the team on what seemed to be an off night.
Yeah, I mean, he was huge in the fourth quarter. Obviously carried us through a tough stretch, helped us build the lead up in that fourth, and credit the Kings for playing a terrific basketball game all four quarters, but in particular for not folding during that stretch, and they fought back and clawed back into the game. But, LeBron was great building that lead and then obviously closing it out with the two big free throws at the end.
Frank, what AD had to do and recognize on that play to be able to make the block on the Kings' last possession?
Well, it was really just our basic coverage. He's the low man. We got split on the handoff switch, and Barnes came to the basket, and that's AD's as good as anybody in the world, at making that play, and he made a terrific play to save the game.
In general, what do you think it says about AD that, not the best offensive night he's had, but still playing a lot of late defense, especially against Barnes on some of those switches?
Well, that's what's special about him. He can just impact the game even when he's not going offensively or they're double teaming him. It wasn't really that he was having an off night. They were double teaming every time he touched it. And, for him to impact the game the way he did on the other end of the floor just shows what kind of special player he is.
Frank, you started KCP but then went to Caruso early and then again at the start of the second half. Wondering if you could explain what was kind of behind that. And then it seemed like you got great contributions from both of them at different points of the game. Just curious, in your first game without Avery, what you thought of those guys.
They were going to try to junk the game up a little bit, put a lot of cross matches out there. They're doing the Pat Bev plan of just having Corey pick up LeBron full court, deny him full court, and then you could either, wear him out the whole game doing that, or you just put another ball handler in. So that's why we went to Alex. But, KCP exemplified our next man up mindset today with Avery going down, and he stepped in and played terrific defense all night, and then obviously down the stretch he had great energy, with his speed cuts, feeding the ball on the post, and then made some big shots when we really needed him. So credit KCP for really stepping up tonight.
Frank, you'd mentioned crediting Sacramento for not kind of folding when you guys would make those pushes. It happened 3 or 4 times. You guys were up by 8 or whatever it was. Was that more of a them thing pushing, or are you guys getting a little complacent with the lead?
No, I credit them. I mean, look, they're playing extremely well, and they space you out. They're shooting the three ball extremely well, especially Buddy and Bogdanovich. And look, they made 16 threes and they shot 39. I feel like we defended a lot of them really well, but they're knocking them down anyway. And when you have that kind of threat at the 3-point line, it really extends your defense, makes it difficult to protect the paint. So credit them for playing a terrific game.
It kind of seems like at the end, LeBron and AD were almost switching on to Bogdanovich because he really had it going at the end there. Was that by design, or was that them?
Well, it's just to try to stay out of rotations and just guard those guys out of switching. That's kind of what our base defense was. Their guy came into it, so rather than get into rotations, we just switched out and tried to guard one-on-one.
You mentioned earlier, Frank, KCP had a really big fourth quarter. His season's been up and down a lot. What is it that you like about him that gives you the confidence for the fourth quarter moments like that?
Well, I would say his season has not really been up and down. I think his scoring has been up and down, but he's one of the guys on our team that brings the highest level of energy. One of his talents is how hard he plays, and when you have a guy that plays as hard as he does, it impacts the energy on the floor. It's part of our identity of making the whole group be a play harder type of team, and he's an excellent defender. And we're number one defense in the league, and he's a big part of that. So, I don't feel like he's really had an up and down type of season. I think he's been really consistent with his energy and with his defense, and the shots come and gone a little bit, but it was there for us tonight.
The Lakers calendar is presented by Audi. 2 more games on the homestand. Next up on Sunday is Trae Young and the Hawks. They follow that up with a home and away with the Thunder starting on Tuesday. Then on the 23rd, the Lakers are on the road in Memphis to take on the Grizzlies.
My mom gonna try to be in Memphis and watch the Lakers.
Your mom is?
Betcha.
Ooh. Can she do some cooking?
Not anymore. She don't get in the kitchen like that no more.
Oh, I forgot. I'm not on that trip anyways. Let's go inside the locker. Let's go inside the locker room. Anthony Davis saved the win. He's speaking with Mike.
Anthony, if you could walk us through that last possession from what you might have been expecting in the timeout to when you end up getting us rotating over to Harrison Barnes.
We watched our end-of-game plays. Try to come off for a 3. So we knew they probably, whoever it was, Harrison or Bogdanovich or Buddy, was probably going to get the shot, and we called, for the fake handoff and a keep, and that's what Harrison did, and just trying to make a play, rotate it over, just try to make a play.
You made a few other defensive plays in that fourth quarter. Shot wasn't falling as much tonight. I think it was 5 for 12. Is that increase your mindset on the defensive end, or you approach it the same way?
It definitely increases my mindset. When the shot's not falling, I try to do the other things to help the team win. And, the team was trying to get me going. I just missed some shots. And, I try to take it out on the defensive end, make plays for my team and make sure the other team didn't score. Kind of just make up for it.
How about the lob play you had with LeBron late? I think it made it 95-90. LeBron got the steal. And how quickly did you see that play developing? Obviously, it came in transition.
I was just trying to run the floor, do the little things to get myself going. He was pushing the ball, and I'm still trying to figure out, where should I go? Should I space out and get him the lane or run to the rim? And I saw him kind of slowing down. I was just running, and, he made a play.
You and LeBron, were guarding the switch and I think late in the Mavericks game and did that again tonight with the Kings. What gives you confidence about sort of that pairing and working with LeBron on defense in some of those possessions?
He's a guy that can guard 1 through 5. I feel like I can guard 1 through 5, and so especially late game when their best perimeter player, they're gonna have a big come up and probably try to set a screen, and this is just an easy switch trying to keep the ball in front of us instead of being in coverage, and now they getting stuff on the weak side or hitting the big, rolling to the basket. So, with me and him in the pick and roll or the two that guard the offensive players, we kind of just stay in coverage and switch it out and make them take a shot they probably don't want to take.
Going back to the block, is there a key to not fouling in that situation, and how much more cognizant are you of not committing a foul there in a critical situation as opposed to just a different play in the game?
Just try to go straight up, go vertical, make them finish.
through contact, and once I saw that the ball was low, I have pretty good instincts of, blocking the shot. So I just wanted to make sure that I went vertical first and made it tough on him. And if he made the shot, he made it. But, I wasn't the most important thing. I wasn't trying to give a foul.
What was your advantage on LeBron's dunk on Bielitsa? What was your reaction?
Something he's been doing his whole career. Saw a lane and put it on his head. So that's what LeBron does.
Frank was talking about the next man up mentality with Avery out and KCP stepping up, especially in the fourth quarter. What did you see, and if you see somebody getting hot like that, what do you try to focus on?
Try to find him. He's been, up and down. Kind of confidence kind of been low, and for him to come out and play the way he played is definitely a confidence booster. Anytime he's in action with me, I try to give him the ball, and we tell him to keep shooting, just keep playing, and he did that tonight. Made some big shots, especially in the fourth. Made some big plays, big rebounds, and and he helped us get this win tonight.
Anthony Davis with 17 points, 4 blocks, but no block bigger than the one to save the game. We'll have more post-game reaction after a big win ahead.
Access Sportsnet Lake.